Hello, people. We are back to the podcast, episode 267. We are back. I am back. She is back. Your boy, International Walk.
Your girl Tasha, co-hostess with the mostest.
That's just potting. A little motorcycle went past. A little background noise. That's just potting. What are you gonna do? Can't stop the man. I ain't got no go-go gadget on him to grip him up and stop his bite. It is what it is.
We need soundproofing.
Yeah. Soundproofing in the studio makes sense. We are back for another episode of Us. Let's get right to the show. How are ye?
Yeah. I'm doing good. Mentally, I'm a 9. I feel good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Finances are an 8. Thank God for his blessings always. No, you know what? Finances are a 9. You know, I'm grateful for God's blessings. And work is a 9. I'm doing better at working on myself. So that's a good thing. And physically I'm a 9. I feel good. You just over here rambling. Physically, I feel good. Hips a little tight. But it's all well and good. So I'm 9s across the board. Nueve. Todo es nueve. You alright?
I was trying to
This
hold
because
that
you was
in.
talking trash over here.
No, you had said I'm still working on myself, and I said, "Bitch, you ain't broke." It was kind of a compliment, but kind of backhanded in a sense. But you know,
I didn't mean because when we say work, my work is me. That's what I meant, like in that sense. So yeah. But thank you.
Yeah, cool, no problem.
How are you?
I'm here all day. I'm good. Mentally, I'm gonna go with Nueve too. I'm a 9. What are you down there playing with? You okay?
A bottle of water, but I was going to drink some, but decided not right now.
Mentally, I feel like a 9 also. Didn't I do that already?
Yep, you did it twice, but that's good. It was reiterating it.
So finances, I'm gonna say 8. Work, I'm gonna say 9. And physically, I feel like a 10. I feel good. Poundage has dropped. Y'all can see I look good. My hair done. Shout out to my stylist, Nadia, best in the city. With my hair like this, I feel powerful.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, you're done.
It looks nice. I love it. She always does such a great job.
I feel powerful.
Yeah,
She did a big favor for me today because I fucked my time up and I was all late. So she looked out for me, so I appreciate it.
And that's not, I'm sure she knows that's not you. You are a prompt person.
And we've talked shit about the people together who fucked their time up, so I don't want to be one of them people that she's talking about next time. So I'm going to get it together.
Yeah, you are a prompt person. Because it's the second time.
First time was,
you was too early or something like that. Yeah.
And I sat there and she didn't like it.
Yeah.
She said she felt the pressure.
But where was you supposed to go?
I don't know, man. She's like, don't come in till it's time. I guess I'm supposed to sit in the car, but you know, I'm not sitting in the car in West Philly. Just sitting there.
So you sat in. Okay, got you.
So I sat in the shop.
Okay, all right, that makes sense.
And this was a lot earlier in my days where I wasn't as familiar.
Wows and woes this week.
Wow is tied. Well, let me see. Wow, I'm going to go see my niece this weekend for her prom, so I'm excited about that. So I would put that on my wow. That's all I'm gonna give away about that right now. My woe would be, I was at this job for like almost 4 years. Like this year would have been my 4th Christmas there, and I left. Wow. Like it's all done, it's all over, and I left. And you know, a lot of people was, you know how they got the Spirit Hall, is that what it's called? The Spirit Walk?
The Spirit Walk, I think.
Yeah, that's what they...
They did that to y'all today?
Not like that, but a lot of people was like, sad to see us go. Wow. It was like, you know, thanks for the flood, and, you know, it was like, damn, like...
But you don't think like it seems like it's cyclical. In a few years, you will work your way back there when those leases are up and new businesses come in.
Since 1999, so yeah, I expect to be back there at some point.
But not in a while.
Not for a while. I've probably seen 2 empty spaces in there. So, you know, just getting into the second quarter. I'm sure somebody will start spending some money. You know, if the cycle stays the same. But then we're at war now, so who fucking knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
So, you know, people might not be spending money on office space. You never know what the future holds. So,
and with the whole shift in just our world and the nature of remote work, it is good to still, as much as I may enjoy remote work, it's good to see, because my husband builds offices, so somebody needs to be need an office built so my husband can build them an office. So I mean, yeah, it's good to see that you know, that industry hasn't died down. Maybe it's changed in some ways.
Yeah, I mean, it's changed in some ways, but again, I left that building, went to another building that was 2 miles away, and started building more offices that
so
people
good.
need. So there's a need for it. There's people that's going to do it. And I never worked in this building before. I've seen it off the highway, but never worked in it before.
Okay.
And it's like one of those high-end buildings.
High-techy buildings.
Yeah, like, so, you know, it's a need for it. There's people that still get up and go to work, but, you know, I'm sure it is decreased a little bit.
Yeah, that's good. So okay. For me, my woe, I guess I was having like some woes, some personal woes, which, you know, this transition in my life, I guess that's expected to kind of be a roller coaster of emotions. But the wild part of it is, like I said, I feel better towards the end of this week than I did at the beginning of this week. And I'm just grateful for that. I'm grateful for my husband and his support. I'm grateful for my sisters, you know, and they're like reminding me always, like, girl, like, my sister would say, our youngest sister would say, I wish we'd just relax, Miss Housewife. You should start the Real Housewives of the town we live in. Like, be quiet. But I'm just grateful for the love of my husband, the love of my sisters, the love of my friends, those that are around me to support me and remind me of who I am. It feels good. Like, you know, there was like a wave in life, like maybe 10, 15 years ago. Yeah, maybe when people used to talk that no new friends thing, or like I don't need nobody, or I don't know, like people kind of hung their hats on like not having friends, or
that's two different things, but I remember both.
Yes, but I just feel like we are in a society where sometimes people are crazy, people are shady. You do need discernment, you need discretion, you do need to follow your intuition. But we are a society that needs people. We are a species that need other species. So I'm just grateful for those people in my life that I have. Again, my husband has been an amazing support during this. And the crazy thing is, oftentimes throughout our life, and I've said this to y'all before, he is a tough love type of guy. Like, come on, shake it off. Like, you got to have a little bit of tough skin. But he's been treating me with such, not like a baby, but he's been being gentle with me throughout this transition, and I just really appreciate it. And again, just appreciating, you know, those people in my life who love and support me.
Yeah, you speak from a point of privilege too when you say that. I think that should be.
What part?
Just having friends, having family that love you,
yeah.
and all that. So when you say, it could just look a certain way when you say we all need this and we should have this, but that's a blessing to have friends in your life, number one, but also friends that don't stab you in the back, friends that care about you, friends that love you, friends that have the same ideals that you, family that won't stab you in the back, family that love you and care about you. So other people may have that, or have friends or a group of friends, but they not necessarily the type of friends that you may have, or giving the same support or love.
And don't get me wrong, I hear what you're saying, speaking from a place of privilege. Please believe me, like, I've had some unfortunate situations.
And I think you know that. I'm sorry to cut you off. I think you know that. I just wanted to point that out to the people. I think you know,
I've had some unfortunate situations with friendships, and I've had to learn and grow from that. Family, please, like, when we talk about blood family, I mean, there ain't many people who, like, I have a close relationship with that we share the same blood. You know, it's weird because I think about, like, how we grew up with, like, our cousins and things like that, and I think about, like, just our kids today, our nieces and nephews, they got each other, they got us, but they don't have that in their lives.
World shift.
Yeah.
The world shift. Not only did parents get younger, which means grandparents got younger. The world became
ideals
woke.
changed. Yeah.
You know, you get old. The internet came, and it's a shame to say it. I don't want to make it dark, but it's like there was a thing I was watching with a couple of white podcasters, and they was just saying how they have young kids and do they do sleepovers and shit like that, and they was just touching on what you were saying about I don't not only do I don't do sleepovers, I don't even do the cousins thing like aunts and uncles, because the awareness of who is the uncle, who is the brother, who is the older cousin. Like, I got a little daughter, like, and it's like all those things play into one big ball of why that shit stopped and why our kids don't grow up with their cousins and families and shit like that.
It's a gift and a curse, because I feel
It's like we've got more aware.
Yes, but in that awareness and that protectiveness, it has the need for the boundaries have always been there, but now people are actively putting those boundaries. So that's why I say a gift and a curse, because the awareness and the vigilance and the diligence in protecting our babies has created that shift. We're no longer our grandparents' generation that said, just keep the kids away from Uncle Bobby in the back room.
Yeah, it's like your cousins and your aunts and uncles over there, but you cannot spend a night over there.
Yeah.
Because of your big cousin, because of your uncle. Like, no.
And now
you can't do that.
But now it's more so, it ain't even, like to your point, it goes further than that, where I don't even want to deal with them at all because of the cousin, the uncle, the brother, whoever is there, who we know is shady. So it's that, again, it's a gift and a curse that we become more vigilant and not just accepting and brushing things under the rug. And that has created a shift in family dynamics, because people aren't accepting toxicity
the status quo
anymore.
What it used to be.
Yeah.
Like Marlo said, y'all thought it was the other, it was
y'all thought it was one way,
it's the
other way. If y'all don't know the wire, then that went right over your head. Yeah.
What's something small that I do that makes you really feel love, but I might not know I'm really doing
it? Well, you said you might not know that you're doing it.
Yeah, something that you may like that I do that makes you feel loved, but I don't really know that I'm doing this thing that you enjoy so much. That you feel loved by so much. Like, it's not even a thought in my head. I may do it often. I may do it like just unconsciously, but you get so much more out of it than I do.
I think it is, and this is going to sound weird because we just kind of went through this the other day. The way you always make sure that that I'm okay, like as far as eating, you're so, I don't want to say worried about me, but you just always gotta like make sure that I'm okay, like in the biggest and smallest ways, but the smallest ways, like
just asking you, did you eat a lunch?
Or making sure I get my iced coffee, like, oh, that made me feel a little like emotional, like, yeah, making sure. So that would probably, it's like those little moments of just regular things, but that you don't have to care about, but you care about them because you care about me. And that really, that's like one of them things. And I don't know if you do it. I mean, I know you do it because you love me. I think it's just probably routine for you, but it's something that really, it makes me feel loved. It's just those little reminders. Like when people say the little things, it's the little things. It really is like the little things that,
Yeah. Well, I wonder why our brains are wired to think that. We think like in macro so much, but in reality, it's all
micro. Yeah.
Like the little shit, coffee. Or like, the other things.
Because the macro things, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, you're going to make sure the mortgage is paid. You're going to make sure,
car notes paid.
Like all the things, like you're going to make sure those big things are done. And I don't want to say it's expected, but it kind of is because it's a part of our life. But those little things and
can get lost in the big things. That's what's not expected.
And because the little things, it shows somebody paying attention to you. Like, like when we're out and you go to Wawa and you pull in Wawa without me even asking you, like, go ahead, go in and get your iced coffee. It's like, oh damn, I thought you were stopping for you, but you stopped because I love my iced coffee. Like those are the things that like really, that matters.
That's cool.
Yeah. What about you?
I guess this hasn't been our whole relationship, but maybe the last year or so. When like if I'm driving or if we're sitting together, like no, let me take that back. You always have randomly touched me. Like if we're eating, you randomly touch me. If we're sitting next to each other watching TV, you randomly touch me. But when we're driving or laying in the bed, you randomly rub the soft spots on my arms, like my wrist or the crease of my arms. And that makes me feel good. It makes me feel loved. It's something simple. Again, you may get, I like it a lot. Let me just say, I like it a lot. It makes me feel calm. It makes me feel at ease. I've tried to rub myself there myself, and it doesn't feel the same. But yeah, just like something. And again, I don't know if you notice that you do that, but sometimes you just be on your phone and you'll reach over and do that, and I could be mad that you're on your phone, but then it'll be like, all right, she paying attention to me. Like I ain't tripping.
It's like how kids have like their blankie or something. I don't know. You're like my sensory toy. Like I'm not toy, not a toy, but
yeah, you gotta clean that up. Clean that up.
It's not a toy. You're like my.
Don't say you're not a toy.
You're not a toy. You're my comfort zone. Like,
okay.
Let me put it that way.
Nice cleanup.
So even though you say it makes you feel good, it's. I didn't realize that. I mean, I know sometimes. I know you don't like certain parts. Like you don't like if I rub your chest because you can hear like the echoing.
I don't like when you rub my ear because I can hear that.
Yeah. So certain things I know that you don't like, but that I. Not to like, I wasn't doing it for you, I was doing it for me, but I'm happy you like it too. It's just like a soothing thing for me of like just sit there and kind of, I don't know. Yeah, it's just very soothing for me. And it's in, not to again be emotional, it's also like feeling your pulse. Like, I love to feel your pulse. I love to just
and I know
feel,
why. Yeah. That's one of them. If you know, you know.
Yeah, I love to feel your pulse. I love to just put my fingers there and just feel that. Yep. Yeah.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it. Is there anything else?
I was thinking there's a thing that you do, not every night. And it's very random, and I think that's why I love it so much. It'll probably be less now because the dishwasher's working now. But I love when I'm standing at the sink and like, you're going about your day. You might go to the garage or go to the laundry room or be doing whatever you're doing, and you come up behind me and you just hug me. And I just like freeze and kind of just fall in your arms and you'll kiss my neck or just sniff my neck. I love when you just sniff my neck. And in those moments, those are it's sexual in nature, but it's more intimate than it is sexual. When people say like non-sexual intimacy, but it's kind of like, somebody putting their nose in your neck and, kissing it softly is a little sexual, but it's not like, okay, that happens and, we drop our drawers. But it's like one of those intimate moments that just makes me feel like, oh. Like, I don't care how long this lasts, how long he's staying here, and you be having my arms like kind of crisscrossed, but just, you holding me in that moment. It's like whatever he was doing, walking back and forth, he just stopped for a moment just to grip me up and smell me, breathe me in. That's why I try. I for myself too, because I love to get a whiff of myself, but I always make sure that I smell good for you too.
I think you asking me am I okay is a big one, and I know that's something that, to be honest, I think we've adopted from our kids.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give our kids credit for that, but so shout out to them. But just not only do I want to make sure you're okay and you eat and you're home by home here, not always by herself, but she's home a lot by herself, and I just want you to be okay. I don't want you to be, not eating or just lost.
Mm-hmm.
So, although you've grown, and I'm sure when your stomach growls, you're going to eat, but,
But sometimes I'll be a little aloof and like caught up in what I'm doing, and so.
And it do feel good, like I say, when you say to me, when I'm sitting down after a shower, hey, you good? You need anything? Like, yeah, I might need something or I might not.
Yeah.
Most of the time I don't. I already got everything I need, but it's nice to know if I don't have something that she'll get it right now.
Yeah. So. And okay, last thing I'm gonna say too. I love and I'm going to speak in code because that was like private conversation between us. But when we talked about, our moment was like, I named something and you named something every day. We were just very transparent and very honest with each other.
Mm-hmm.
I love that we just have that with each other. Our friendship where we can be it's the vulnerability.
Mm.
Like that it's just kind of like that reassurance of like, that's my dog. That's my homie. That's my dog. Like, yeah.
It's the our key.
Yeah.
Imagining our future, one thing you hope never changes.
Our friendship. Like, I think that is what has been the glue. Yes, we love each other and all that. Yes, we have amazing sex. Yes, we have all of this history. But I think our friendship has been the glue that held us down on the darkest times. Because I think, and I've said this to people before, like friends or my sister and like her friends and stuff. Oftentimes people treat their not their partners but their friends better than their partners. But that's like, it's like they'll
ride or die.
Yeah, like they'll have loyalty to their friends more so than they will their partner. And that's why I think it's so important to really be like friends with your partner, because it's like certain things that like I wouldn't do. Like, okay, even thinking about cheating, right? Something that, neither of us have done to the other. And when I think about it, it's like, even if I ever had that inkling, it's like, this is my dog. Like, I would not want the way that I can imagine your feelings would be hurt outside of the anger and all that, but just straight up the way that your feelings would be hurt. It's like, why would I want to do that to my friend? But and people will have that kind of like thought about a friend, but not have that thought about their partner. So
partners come and go to most people.
I mean, yeah, but maybe they wouldn't if the friendship was there more, or maybe you wouldn't invest as much time if that person wasn't, because maybe y'all just not made to be friends. Mm-hmm. But I think that's important. So for us, I feel like that is something that I hope never changes. Like they say, people fall in and out of love, in and out of like, it comes and goes, but our friendship, I hope, remains forever.
I would think that what I'm gonna say is tied to friendship. I would just say talking and laughing. Talking and laughing, I think, is the most fun, the most connected that we feel. Not like having serious conversations, not sex, but talking and laughing. Mainly laughing. Like when we're enjoying something together, laughing. Like, I don't think it gets any better than that. Like when we're laughing at the same thing and it's like got us both, we both get it, and it's really, really funny. Like we really enjoy a good laugh, like something that makes us laugh, somebody, an event, like a comedian, like whatever it is. Like if we like it together and enjoy it, or just the stuff, or just the stuff between us, the life stuff that has happened between us that's been funny. Like we hold on to those moments and remember, and I hope that we always do talk and laugh.
Absolutely.
Which one? Hold on. Which one way or how you think and feel that you wish the other one understood more?
Okay, so one way that I think and feel that I wish you understood more. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Somebody said, I'll do the board tomorrow. But somebody pushes everything to later.
No, but you said send it to you.
And you did.
So I figured you was gonna combine with whatever you did because I didn't know what you had.
Okay.
See, I would say, okay, it's not that I want you to be like me, but I do wish that you understood more or accepted more that my optimism. You know, I am a very glass half full, seeing the world through rose colored lenses, not in a naive way, but in just wanting the best way. Or hoping for the best, thinking the best. Like I kind of have the mentality of like, I'm gonna plan for the best, prepare for the worst. Like if the worst happens, then okay. Of course, it's in the back of my mind to pivot, to need to be able to pivot, to handle a worst case situation. But I'm thinking best case scenario first. And sometimes that causes us to butt heads because you're like, well, what if it doesn't work? And my mind is like, or if it doesn't work, we'll figure it out at that moment when it doesn't work. But let's focus on if it does work. But I think because you're, I don't want to say you just want to be prepared across the board.
I was ready to say I think that's why we work, because I was going to say my answer would be it's the yin and the yang, because I'm going to think of, if it doesn't work, what are we going to do?
Right.
See, that's what you don't realize. If it does work, great. All praises due to God, and we're all good. If it doesn't work, you don't have a plan with the way you think. Now, hold on, let me finish. Let me land my plane. Because when you started, you said, I'm just planning for how, if it just works. Now you're going to get prepared if it doesn't work. You're going to try to come up with a plan short notice or wing it if it doesn't work, because you didn't start out with one. I'm starting out saying, okay, if this thing works, great. I don't have to worry. But if it doesn't, what am I going to do?
Yeah,
and I try
just
to
don't
secure
invest that energy into the what if it doesn't. Which right. You're probably like a 50-50. You're probably like a 60-40. 60.
No, I'm a 50-50. You just glass half full. I'm glass half empty.
No, but no, you're okay. If you're
like, I'm not gonna say I'm never optimistic. I'm just like more of a realist. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. If you're 50-50, I'm probably 80-20. Thinking it's gonna work, and then I reserve that 20% of if it didn't. And again, I think that frustrates you sometimes.
Yeah, because if you get it, let's just say it don't work and some shit go down. How you gonna manage efficiently with 20%?
Well, because that 20% is in the back of my mind where I can pivot, but I'm putting most of the energy into the 80%.
Okay, I hear what you said. If that plan doesn't work, you only have energy for 20% now, because you done put 80% energy into the thing that didn't work.
No, I'm gonna ramp up that 20%, but going into it, I've only put 20% in it. Now I know, or if it doesn't work, I gotta drop that 80 and ramp up the 20. But going into it, I'm not investing that much energy into if it doesn't work. I'm investing more energy in. You're investing half and half.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's not that
more
much
energy into it. It is working, and 20% to if it doesn't, I need to pivot.
I need the balance, because I know what not having is, and I know what scrambling and acting like it's a fire drill is, and I don't want that anxiety. So you're right. I'm a 50-50 person, where it's like, I hope it works. I pray to God that it works. But just in case it doesn't, just in case it ain't my time, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do.
And also,
in case God say no to this one, I'm going to do this instead.
But also, would you agree, like, I am a solutions-oriented person. Like, when we go through things and it doesn't work, sometimes you be, like, bugging out, and my mind just be like,
no, because your solution, no, you can't. Your solution is God. And I'm not saying, let me land, because I'm not saying, I agree, your solution is God. But we all know that if we're in a crisis, you can't always take that energy that you have to save yourself and be like, let's just pray about it and forget it. That's what you want to do, but you also still sit with the thought of, because just think about it, babe. If somebody came home and said, hey, I got a bad diagnosis from the doctor, and you just took your attitude is just, okay, just pray about it and really believe that God gonna take care of it, and don't worry about it. That is super hard to do.
I'm okay.
So
I hear what you're saying.
If you can't pay your rent and you come home and it's like, yo, just let God always got you. It doesn't matter. You gonna have a place to stay. Cool. I really believe that, but I'm still sitting here with all this pent up energy.
No, I hear what you're saying. I'm talking about things more tangible. Here's an example. You lost your car key and you were bugging out, and my mind was literally in the house. My mind was like, okay, you lost, like, let's think how we can resolve this right now. Like, that's when I say I am a solutions oriented person. Like, yeah, it's bad, and we're going to, if it truly is lost, we're going to have to worry about that, figure it out. But right now, let's not focus on that. Let's focus on how to resolve let's focus on how to achieve what is needed at this moment, which is for you to be able to drive your car.
But I thought in that moment that I had already backtracked every place I had been. So I thought I had walked through the solution. I know I had it to get home. I know I had to have it to get home. So that's what I said to you first. Then I said I was here in the house. I had these pants on. I had this jacket on. Once I exhausted those options, that's when I started to panic, because it's like, where the fuck is they at?
But that's what I'm saying. Why? At that point, I'm like, okay, let's not panic. There's another key. The battery didn't work. Okay, we have a battery inside of another device.
Yeah, you're right. You wanted to get me to where I had to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, the prayer thing, of course, prayer always. But in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, that didn't work. That's what it is. I don't panic as fast as you. My mind starts thinking, how can I resolve this? And I think sometimes to you that comes across as nonchalance, when it's not necessarily not. It's, to me, it's just like, again, I can't invest that much energy right now into that. Let's focus on
and I think that's my Leo. Like, when I panic and come to you, panic.
You want me to panic, but we can't both be panicking.
Match my energy to let me know my baby understands what I'm saying and she feel me about this situation.
But we just talked about yin and yang.
You can calm me down, because you're the only one who could do that. You could calm me down, but for that 3 minutes, match my energy. Because if not, I'm gonna be like, I ain't fucking talking to her. I ain't fucking giving it up. I ain't giving it up to her. Fuck that. Because she don't feel what I'm saying. But if you felt what I was saying, listen to me, and we'll get on to the next question. But then it would be like, okay, she heard me out. She understand how deep this is, and then she calmed me down. But if you just like, I come rah, and you like, yeah, that's cool. It'll work. I'm gonna be like, what the fuck you talking about?
Because my mind is thinking, how can I fix this? My mind goes into fix it mode. Okay, I got not like, because if I start panicking, it's like I can't panic and fix it. Like I gotta.
That's when you're not your best.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So it's almost like I can't start panicking. I have to.
But do you know what you're saying when you say that? That I'm not my best under pressure. Well, I'm my best when I'm calm. I can think thoroughly and get to a solution. I'm going to do that 100%. If you make me panic, I'm going to be erratic. And I'm not going to get to the solution fast enough.
I need a clear head.
But that's what I'm saying. You realize what you're saying when you say that. Okay. I'm not my best when I'm under pressure.
In certain scenarios, yeah. I need a clear... I don't want you panic while I resolve it.
It works.
Yeah, yin and yang.
Yeah, it works. When do you feel the most emotionally safe with me?
Emotionally safe. I think I don't know, that's such a loaded question, because when I think, when do I not feel emotionally safe? We've been through some emotional things, like
I can remember okay, go ahead.
Our whole fertility journey, like, you were or are, even though I don't think you ever could fully understand, you're the closest person to understanding it with me, but even in your not being able to fully comprehend, only because you're not a woman, I like that you've been the safety net for that. And I think too, when I'm in and I try not to be in toxic environments, whether physically, emotionally, whatever. That's probably it, because you like 10 toes down. If it's up, then it's stuck. Like, so that is like knowing that. And again, you'll let me know. And I'm not going to say you'll let me know if I'm like jumping off the edge, because I think, and I just had this conversation with somebody, I think you trust my discernment and my discretion, that if I do take it there, then it's warranted, and you got my back in that.
100%.
Yeah.
I would say when you're listening and no opinion. That's when I feel the most emotionally safe with you. Is when something's heavy on my mind and I feel that it's safe to talk to you and you just listen. Because I feel better once I get it all out.
I haven't always been a great listener.
Nope.
Would you say, how would you rate me today? I'm not going to say on a scale of 1 to 10, but like
a scale of 1 to 10.
Well, I was going to say like a grade.
On the Walter scale of 1 to 10, you used to be a 3 or a 4. Now you're probably a 6.
Yikes! Really?
Yeah. So I
still don't think that's good. I mean, that's improvement. I don't think that's good.
Over average, you've gotten significantly.
I'm better than average.
You've gotten significantly better than poor. So you always look for the positivity.
That's a 60%.
You let me finish.
Go ahead.
You're always looking for the positivity in things and how you incrementally grew. It's right in front of your face. So you don't like the statistics. No,
I'm trusting. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm taking a mental note. I got work to do. A 6 ain't good.
3 to a 6.
It's improvement.
And it's always room to get better. Yeah. That's what that says. I mean, I couldn't sit here and say you're a 10.
No.
I couldn't sit here and still say you're a 3.
An 8, but I trust your word. It's you.
Yeah.
That it's you that I should be listening to. So I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. Yeah. But I'm just saying that I got work to do, because being a 6 out of 10 ain't
I don't
good.
really think you know how. Well, you've learned. I'm not going to sit here and say you handicapped by that, but because you've learned how. But I think it's like, I'm a person that somebody can tell me something and I can absolutely have no opinion. And I think that when somebody tells you anything, that you formulate an opinion. Now, you don't always have to say it, but you kind of place yourself like, okay, what would I do in that situation? Or this is what I think you should do. Now, it might not always warrant your opinion. You might not always give it, but I think it always formulates in your brain. And for me, I know for a fact I can listen to somebody, whether it be somebody at work, and just listen to you and turn back around and watch TV and not even think about
Were you really listening it? Like, that sounds so far.
No, I can listen to you, focus, block out everything, listen to everything you said, got your emotion and all that stuff, heard you out, and then I can go right back to what I was doing without even thinking, hey, this is what I would do, this is what I would do. Now, if you ask me, babe, what do you think I should do in this situation? Then while you're talking to me and listening, I'm thinking, all right, I'm breaking this down. I can formulate the opinion. That's just how my brain works.
That's interesting.
But I think if somebody told you, hey, I was walking across the street and every time I walk past this tree, the squirrel would jump out and do this. But you would start to think like, okay, you're going to have to start taking another way around the tree. You're going to like all this shit. And I would just be listening like, okay, you squirrel. All right, cool. Right back to what I was doing. You would be thinking, all right, how big is the squirrel? Like, we got to get around the squirrel. You can't go past that tree no more. Is it another tree you can go? Like, all that stuff will be baking in your brain.
Possibly. Now I'm going to like really be thinking about that when people are talking to me like, don't make an opinion. But no, I think where I have gotten better, like you said, is learning, especially with you. And I learned something. My sister actually says it like, are you talking to just vent, or would you like my opinion?
Mm-hmm.
Like, or and that is, I may not always say it, but I know, especially with you, sometimes to just listen. And if he wants my opinion, he'll ask me. If he thinks that. Now, if it's something that I think is for your safety or something, that's different. But if it's like, okay, he's just venting, or he's just not even venting, because that gives the connotation that it's something negative, but he's just sharing, then I've learned to I think I am getting better in that area, but I know that was an area of opportunity for me, of not just immediately jumping in with my opinion.
But I have to say, in our recent tiff, I think I didn't express, hey, I just want to share. And in sharing, and you asking me to share, and then after me sharing, me feeling like things are coming back on me, it was like that was one of the moments where I probably didn't express, hey, I just want to share, get this off my chest and tell you how I'm feeling. Mm-hmm. And then when I do, you didn't exercise that thing you're talking about, where it was just like, hey, I'm just going to sit here and listen to you. It was like, I have a bunch of shit to say back. And then that kind of...
I don't like people playing with you, man. But I hear what you're saying, but you know, see, that be my protective thing too, of like, stop playing with my man. Like, y'all think it's sweet and it's not. Like, I'm quiet and I'm calm but when it comes to him, I'll pop off the same way he'll pop off about me.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think you would know how I would pop off. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think you could come close. 3 grand. Dak Prescott and his fiance.
I seen a headline about this, but I didn't see the details. What's going on?
I got some deets. So Dak and his fiance of 4 years have 2 daughters together, planning to get married. Reports came out that they split over a prenuptial agreement. That was not the case. The details is they had a joint bachelorette party on a yacht the week before. One of them saw the other, they don't give up who it was, do something egregious, and that's what they fought about and wanted to call the wedding off for.
Yikes.
Also, she wouldn't sign the prenuptial agreement. Dak is worth $350 million. She is a wine person in the wine world, but comes from money, has her own money, doesn't have $300 million, but, you know, has her own money. If she left and lived her own life, she would live better than most people. But yeah, that's why they split. So they actually sent out a memo to all the people. The wedding was supposed to be in Lake Como in Italy. Sorry, but this ain't happening. This was 1 week before the wedding was supposed to happen. I'm sure people had flights and plans and suits and reserved stuff, hotels and restaurants and all that kind of stuff, and nada.
Yikes.
So would you call 2 things? If I was worth $300 million and I wanted you to sign a prenup, would you? That's one question. And 2, do you think you have the balls, for lack of a better term, ovaries, girl balls, to call off your wedding a week before it's supposed to happen because you may have saw your husband do something egregious at a joint bachelor and bachelorette party, which is fucking dumb that y'all decided to have together.
So first,
and let me before you go, I think it was her, because number one, I think Dak is a godly dude. He wants to protect his contract. He always has said that in interviews and always spoke the right way, always politically correct. And why would the man agree to a joint bachelor party to do something egregious at it? That's what I have to say. So I think it was the woman. Call me, bad or whatever. That's just my opinion. Yeah,
but
that's
call
my
me
opinion.
that too, because I immediately thought she done put somebody's penis in her mouth or something. Like, you know how, like, well, I mean, you don't know, but, and I don't, well, I've been, when I was younger, 18-ish or so, I've been to see male strippers. It was never my thing. I probably went.
It was something you thought was going to be like, oh, this kinky, and then when you get there, it's like, this kind of nasty.
You know what it was? It was like, I enjoyed some of the show, like, from a distance, like it being like a performer on the stage, but don't touch me. Like, I don't want to interact. And I've seen, like,
you can't touch strippers either.
Yeah, I don't, but it was different so with the male strippers, it's very different than, when I went, it's different than like when you go to a strip club, because it would be more like, okay, one I remember, it was at the North American Motor Lodge or something on City Line Avenue, and a banquet room. And, the strippers were, like, up front on the stage, and it was, like, one at a time, I think. Then he would make his way, like, to the audience, stopping at different tables. And I remember the guy, like, lifting up his towel and putting it over the girl's head. I can only imagine his penis was directly in her face. That was I've seen them, like, pick ladies up and have, like, they face all between their legs. So that was my thing. The show on the stage, oh, okay, that's sexy. He dripping wax on him and all that. But I don't want you to touch me.
Mm-hmm.
So, women have their own thing.
They go there for that. Like, I'm sucking a dick tonight under the towel.
Exactly. Or he gonna pick me up in the air, have my legs wrapped around his neck while he got his face. And you think about this. You have a joint bachelorette party. So not only am I seeing my girl in this position, my friends are seeing my supposed to be wife with a man face between her legs. Or
in a compromise
he
situation.
pulled her nipple out, and like that's the only thing I can think of. And this could, I'm sure it's going to sound very misogynistic. There are certain expectations that you have of a man at a strip club. Like, he going to motorboat some titties. He might smack some behind. Now, our rule with the strip club, even though you don't go, don't interact with the vagina, and she don't interact with your penis.
There's a couple more rules. No kissing.
Well, that
kind
goes
of shit.
without
I'm just saying,
yeah.
You gotta say shit like there's rules there. No kissing.
So that's what I'm thinking. Like what? Like it had. So let me go back.
Strippers will lick your lips. Then what you supposed to do?
Not with these herpes.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta be like, I ain't on that, because motherfucker get up in your face quick and do some quick lick on your lips. Like, what the fuck did she just do?
No. So yes, I would sign a prenup. And I could be saying that from a biased standpoint because, like, I just trust that you would always take care of me. Like, so that. But yes, I would sign a prenup. And then secondly, that is a great question. So as a woman, would I have...
Before you go, does it matter about the prenup if I got strict stipulations in there? Does that, or like if you saying I'll sign a regular prenup, if you get this prenup and say, okay, I looked it over and you got some really, really strict things in here, would you be like, okay, I'll sign it then?
I think I would sign it under any conditions because it's like...
You just know me.
And I'm not going into this thinking we're going to get a divorce. So...
And you actually love me. This ain't about the money.
Yeah.
But you understand a person being worth $300 million and what could happen if I got divorced.
Right.
Then, half them, like all and
that. And it could be some stipulations.
So it's like I'm just trying to protect myself.
It could be some stipulations that say, okay, if we got divorced, $50 million will be set aside for you to go about your life, and you got to agree.
As long as you didn't cheat.
Yeah, like there could be
like if we broke up because we broke up or grew apart, cool. You gonna get this, and this is what you signed to. If you cheat, you get what you came with.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not opposed to signing a prenup. Now, again, walking away from a wedding is tough. And again, it depends on what you saw. Because, now, okay.
One of the things you said, you whipped the titty out, it got sucked.
But
some man's face was in your crotch.
But I'm talking about as a woman seeing a man. As a man seeing...
what would I have to do?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't imagine... Unless it was something like... Okay, we're on a yacht and I caught you kissing a girl, like one of the strippers.
I got one.
Or you was doing something with one of the guests, like one of my friends.
So we having a joint thing. So I see what you're doing. You see what I'm doing. Stripper, I motorboat some titties, and she gives me a lap dance in a chair. You over there doing your thing. She takes my hand and takes me out the room into a back room and shuts the door. 5-10 minutes go past and she brings me back out.
Nah, first of all, I would come back there.
Like you would stop what you doing and immediately come back there.
What are you doing?
Why wouldn't you just think that I got it?
Because if you got it, you wouldn't have went back. You would have told her.
No, I'll go with the pageantry, go back here, but I am not fucking you back here. Like my wife is in the next room. Like I am not fucking you in this room, girl. You crazy? Are you crazy? You don't need to come knocking on the door like, what you doing? Like, I'm really going to have my dick out. Like, are you crazy?
First of all, I'm not knocking.
But you would think I don't have that discernment to be like, okay, take my hand,
maybe
you walk me back there, you shut the door. All the fellas like, they doing. But I am not fucking you. My wife is 20 feet away.
Nah, like that. But again, so that's not something that would cause me to call the wedding off. Again, if it was something like, yeah, you were having sex with somebody, anybody on the boat other than me. Anybody on the boat, the strippers, my friends, God forbid, your friends, you know, and that.
You doing that little DL shit.
Yeah, like,
last time.
Yeah. You know, thumping on the forehead or something, like, it would have to involve you doing something really egregious.
But that's what I'm saying. Why would a man agree to a joint bachelorette and bachelor party to go there and whip his dick out in some girl's face and let her suck it, or whip his dick out and penetrate another woman, or do something so egregious that his wife
gets involved, and you that wasn't your intent. It could have and even for her, that could have not been her intent. She could have never imagined she was gonna get on the boat and be. Her legs wrapped around a man's head. She could have never imagined that, You
gotta be the dumbest man to agree to a joint bachelorette and bachelor party. Like, that's just something that I'm not doing. And niggas would probably, I would think, would do that to feel like I can watch to see, like, she know I'm here, she ain't gonna go too far. Like, kind of that insecurity shit. Like, I want her bachelor party to be in my presence, so I know she gonna have fun with her girls and shit, but she ain't gonna go too far. And that's what I want, opposed to she had it at a strip club somewhere.
Which you don't know won't hurt you.
Yeah, and lost her fucking mind.
Yeah.
And her girls, they all, it's kept tight. Which the same thing would happen with a guy if he went. I just think they should be separate.
And this is a lot of conjecture, of course, but you just think whatever it was, somebody ain't like it.
It's a somebody tough thing like to do to call, say, 100 people and say, hey, wedding in Italy off.
So real quick, because I know we got to go into the other grams. There was a story recently on Threads. A vendor had posted that someone had, it was an event space, a lady contacted him saying, whatever, sorry for the inconvenience. The wedding was called off, but she paid the balance in full. And this was, I want to say maybe a week before the wedding. And then through the threads where people comment and it's like, oh my goodness, a florist reached out to me, was like, I think we have the same client. They connected. Long story short, came to find out the wife, the supposedly wife, ended up paying all the vendors what they were due, but it was a situation where she found out a week before her wedding that the guy had a secret baby. Called everything off, paid all the vendors off, wedding off. And
that's super egregious, is what I'm saying. Yeah. A baby, but I'm just saying, what do you think? Do you think somebody got fucked at the bachelor party?
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's what I think. I think it was either that or it went way too far. Again, maybe not. It could have been some penile contact, and maybe that was I mean, for you, that would be. What would it take for you?
Not much.
Yeah. Give me something like, okay, it's a bachelorette party. Could a male stripper motorboat me?
With his dick?
No, his face. Could he motorboat me?
With his chest?
Motorboat me, facing my titties. That's a motorboat.
Oh, facing your titties. Your titties is out?
No, like I got like a bikini top on.
No.
He couldn't motorboat me.
No.
On top of my shirt?
Yeah.
Okay. Could he straddle me, facing me, and like lap dance me?
No. He can turn around and dance in front of you.
Dance his butt in front of me?
You and shit and sit on your lap. Yeah. With his legs going that way?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Could he pick me up with my legs around his waist and like dance with me?
Yes.
Okay. Could he pick me up and like upside?
He can't pick you up and simulate pumping. He can't pick you up and simulate sex in no type of way. You can dance.
Okay. Could he lay me on the ground and like, you know how they be doing that snake thing?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So there's no point in even having a male
No,
stripper.
I'm gonna kick him in his head.
You can what?
Kick him in his head.
Yeah, I'm
Kick
good.
the
I would,
shit out of
and
your
that
head,
could be.
dude.
But again, I think
Try to kick his fucking head.
there are double standards, and I think for a man that line is very thin, because that's another thing you see strippers do. They'll lay a woman on her back and they'll be doing all, fully clothed, but doing all the simulation like they're having
Now,
sex. A
it's
man may
different.
not accept that, and I'm sorry, and you can speak to this. You're doing it in front of his friends.
Bachelorette. Okay, so what if it was like, okay, we have a joint bachelorette and this is something I don't want, but or would never want. But if it's like there's going to be girl strippers there, no male strippers. You can have girl strippers. We're gonna have girl strippers. They for the whole place.
Oh, okay.
So now the laying down things and all that kind of stuff can happen with the women strippers and all that stuff if you want to partake in that.
What if the female stripper wanna munch my carpet?
No, you can't munch the carpet. You can simulate all that stuff.
Like on top of the
you
clothes.
can lay her down on her back and climb on. Like you can do all that sexual stuff, but you can't unbutton her box and eat it.
Okay.
Just like if
She
I'm
can
over,
motorboat me.
yeah. If I'm over here, I can get laid down. I can get crawled on, get danced on, but you can't eat my meat. You can't. It's hard. It's poking through my pants. Yeah, but through all of this, I'm looking at her. And she's looking at me, and I'm thinking, I'm going to tear your ass up tonight. Like, that's what I'm going to be thinking. Not, let me go in this. I can't believe you thought that. Like, you need to come over in the back room.
No, I'm not saying.
You talking about I would come over there. So you would be like, stop my music. Girls, I'll be back. I got to go see if this nigga fucking right now. He been in there 3 minutes, and I gotta go see if he fucking right now. Like, he got the balls to fuck, and I'm 20 feet away from the door.
I didn't think that you would be doing anything, but it would be like, bitch, who you think you are bringing my man back here to the room?
It's just pageantry. All the guys out there like, oh shit, what are you doing?
And she really just trying to catch her breath.
Back here like, yo, just chill for a minute, like 2 minutes, and we're gonna go back out there. No, I'm gonna unbutton my shirt at the top real quick and unbuckle my pants and just gonna go back out there. They gonna go, oh, everybody did it. Like, that's it. That's it. That's all it was.
That's so corny.
It is, but what are you going to do? All the alternatives.
And let me just say this, too. I think we're throwing Dak some bail where maybe we shouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah, he's religious and all that, but, sir, you got 2 babies out of wedlock. So you ain't that religious.
That's a great segue into these fucking pastors that is in these churches. Now, listen, I believe wholeheartedly in God, but when I see stuff on the internet of pastors saying, you have to bring me your tax returns next Sunday because y'all playing with me when it's time to tithe, it makes me say, fuck those buildings. Not God, just the buildings that those places are. Like, how dare you be recorded saying some shit like that to your congregation? Like, church, that's not what people go to church for. Like, I understand it's a part of it, and my wife schooled me. That don't always have to be monetary. It could be your time. It could be your service to God. It could be what you're doing in the church. Just 10% of you.
Doing in the community.
Yeah, doing in the community. 10% of you should give back to the people. That's what God wants you to do. But all these pastors with the Bentleys and the fucking suits and wanting the Instagram followers and wanting to tell people that you got to bring in your goddamn tax returns, and then quietly you hear the congregation say amen. Amen. Like, how fucking brainwashed do you have to be? And this ain't got nothing to do with the God I believe in. This is how fucking brainwashed do you have to be like amen to something like that. Like, you really gonna bring your tax returns in, let this man look at them, and no matter what the fuck he see, he gonna tell you got to give more. He ain't gonna give them back and say, oh, you good. No, he's going to look at all of them and say, all y'all have to give more. And is the church getting fixed? Is stuff getting done in there? Is the food better? Is the service better? Is the paint on the walls? Like, does stuff work in here? Are we having trouble with payroll? All these things need to be a factor when you start talking about we got to bring our tax returns in. Like, that shit is corny, and it makes people like me say, fuck them buildings. Fuck them buildings. Like, church ain't what it used to be when my nana went to Cornerstone Baptist. It ain't
it was the same. It was the same.
I never heard the pastor ask for no goddamn tax returns.
Well, yeah, it wasn't asking for tax returns, but pastors been crooked since time immemorial.
Okay, I give you that. I'm just saying this type of crookedness.
Yeah, I mean,
this type of crookedness.
Where you being recorded. What it is we have social media to see it and hear it. That's what it is. But it ain't nothing changed. Even back in the day, you had the pastors pulling up in the long Cadillacs.
True.
Where, Miss Mildred done walk 13 blocks with holes in her shoes to get to church.
True.
So it's I don't think anything has changed, because we have to remember that is a man it's a human, a person, and they are flawed.
This shit is sick. They shouldn't be tax exempt no more. You're like, no, none of that stuff should go anymore. The clergy should not be tax exempt no more. Tax the churches if they want to do the people like this. And they're doing the poorest people. The poorest people come to church and want some type of hope, or want some type of hope that things are going to be okay. I'm going to be able to pay this bill. My cup need to be filled up again, because I'm down low on my luck, down low on my job, down low on my family. And now I got to come here and stress about I have to give more to the church. I'm coming here because I got no more to give to nothing around me. My bills, my family, my job, nothing else. And then I come here and you demanding money for the church? That's crazy. That's crazy. I think it's sick. I think it's fucking sad. And it pissed me off when I saw it.
I will say this. It's horrible. I will challenge you and others to not group all churches. There are some
I'm not saying all of them.
I know there are some good churches. There are some great pastors. Unfortunately, there are some that are like that, and they give a bad rep. They give a bad rep. I grew up in a church where it wasn't like that, but I do remember as a kid, you would get envelopes, right? So you would get a box, and it would have your envelope. They would be dated for every week of the year, for the whole year. And I remember, we would get money to put our offering in there. And even as a kid, I would not use my envelope, because I just felt like, why are y'all, like, if I was member number 98, so it would have like the date, and it would just have like your member number stamped on each of them. As a kid, I would give my offering, whatever it was, $1, $2, but I would never put it in my envelope, because I just felt like, why are y'all? And one time I remember my grandma said something about it, like, oh, I haven't seen, like, as I got older, and I forget her exact words. And it was like, I put my offering in the plate, but I don't need nobody tracking me. That's between me and God. Now, I do feel like, maybe some people feel like there needs to be some accountability, but again, that's between me and God. Like, I don't need a person counting up how much money I'm giving. Like,
do you think it's right that they say you can't come here and get worship unless you give something?
No, I don't think that's right. No, I don't think that's right. And no, again, God does, because, okay, so what do you tell the person that's unemployed?
No, anything. Like, I'm just saying anything, like time, effort, like anything. Like, I can't come here and hear worship unless I give you time, effort, sweep the church, do whatever I got to do. If I'm unemployed, like, do you think that's right? Them saying that tithe, like, hey, you have to give something to hear the word.
Absolutely
you can't
not.
Just come here every week for free.
Absolutely not. That's insane.
I think so too.
Again, I've never heard of a church operating in that way, but that's insane.
No, I'm saying they all do. If a tithe is to give 10% back, if you can do it monetarily, you can. If you can't.
No, but what I'm saying, I don't know of any church that said, like, because there are some people that don't give offering.
No, I'm saying they don't give offering, but the church requires or wants. Listen to what I'm saying, babe. Let's hear me out. I may be explaining it wrong. The church wants every person in the congregation to give. Everybody gets an envelope if you're a member of the church. If you consider yourself a member and it's on paper you're a member, you get an envelope. So they want you to give something. Of course, there's people who has don't give anything in the envelope or come and don't, but the church doesn't want you to do that. So in essence, the church is saying you can't come here and worship unless you give something. Whether it be the envelope money, time, some shit with the service, help with the dinners, do something, but you can't come here free, unabated, and just hear the word.
But you can. That's what I'm saying. They're not telling anybody that. You can. Like,
Okay.
yeah, they may
So
think.
ain't somebody gonna say something to you if you're a member of the church and you member 98? Ain't somebody gonna say, hey, I ain't seen no 98 envelopes?
I mean, they may not. My grandmom said something to me because she was my grandmom. I don't know that they were saying something to other people
Okay.
in general. Like that ain't. I don't want to put that out there. Like that's a widespread thing because you might have some people that come to church every week. They come in. They sit in the corner pew. Like soon as they come through the door, they sit there, hear the good word, and they leave. And they may do that for years. Maybe they don't have the time, the desire, the mental space to be part of a club or the choir
Okay.
or the whatever. But nobody's gonna tell them, hey, you can't come here.
No,
Do they want you to contribute? Yes.
That's what
but
I'm saying.
Yeah, they
I don't think
want
nobody's
you to,
going
but
to
they're
tell
not
you
going
that.
to tell
No,
you that.
I'm not saying
can't.
that they will tell you that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the pastor will tell you that. I'm saying by the way it's set up, it's already telling you in a sense that I have to give you something to hear the word.
We would like for you
yes,
to.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. I understand you saying people can come in and for years they have it and nothing's been walked up to them and said, hey,
it's not
you
that
can't
you
come
have
here.
to. What we would like for you to be a part of our community. We would like for you to contribute. We would like for you to do all the things. But if you don't, we can't force you, and we can't tell you you can't come.
Okay.
I mean, let me not say we can't tell you. I just don't know of any churches that have ever done that. But please believe there may. I would not put it past that there isn't a church somewhere.
Of 100 people and you have 100 envelopes out there from 1 to 100, and you getting only 10 numbers giving stuff back for years and years and years, I would think a pastor would say, can I talk to these people in the office maybe and say like, hey, what's going on? Can you give $5? Can you give something? You just think it would go unsaid for years and years and years.
Well, you talking about 10% of the church giving. I mean, again, I don't know. I can't speak to it. I've never heard of anything like that, but that's not to say it ain't happening.
Just don't do the poorest people like that. Like it's already a significant difference in rich and poor, haves and have-nots, and a lot of these people come to churches for hope and something to hold on to, and to be harassed about tax returns is just ignorant. It's flat out ignorant. Last rant, Iran war. There's a lot going on with this. I haven't been deep diving into this, but I watched a couple Instagram clips and watched a few smart pundits, smarter than me, smarter than us, say that we don't want this with the Iran people. That I know we have talked about the sustainability in shooting $1 million missiles to $50,000 drones, and they got millions of them. Like that kind of shit's not sustainable for us to win a war. I heard their president, or I don't know if he's called the president, say one thing America does not want to do is send troops here. It doesn't matter if you send 10,000 troops here, we are ready for a ground war. An aerial war, maybe we lose, but a ground war, if you send troops here, you're done. Have you heard anything about the Iran war, and what's your take on it?
I have, and I sort of took a little deeper dive into just reading some information about how this, like I know there's a lot of conversation about oil. Gas prices are going up, but the other long-term effects of, I'm not going to say we don't realize, maybe some people do realize, oil isn't just used for gas in a car. Like, it's used to power equipment that makes fabrics for clothes, that makes fabrics for furniture.
Every machine that works.
It's used for, it's broken down into chemicals that are used for fertilizer, which fertilizer is used
for farming.
In a garden. And the largest gardens are for our farms, and farms that feed us. So 6 months from now, when we see the supermarket prices continue to even furthermore skyrocket, nobody's going to be thinking, oh, this is because of the oil that was held up, because of us choosing to go to war with Iran. It just feels very George Bush-like when he decided to attack Iraq, when it was the people, it was known that they were from Afghanistan, or so it was said. That's another whole conspiracy theory. but it was like, why are we going to to Iraq
WMDs.
for WMDs
Weapons of
when
mass
y'all said
destruction.
all these people were from Afghanistan? So y'all went there to get Saddam Hussein, then later on went to get Osama bin Laden. This feels very much like that. Like y'all just was. It's one of them. It's one of them things. It reminds me, right, when I was younger. These sisters that I grew up with, they jumped me. I was probably like 12. And I remember when the next day when we were walking up the street and they were on another girl's porch, and my mom was like, if one of them look at you, ask them what the hell they looking at, and like go fight them. So I don't even know if the girl, she might have like batted one eyelid at me, and it was like I couldn't wait. I was like, "What you looking at?" Because I just wanted to get them back, and so it reminds me of that. Like y'all was just looking for a reason to do something, because like it just.
I think Trump think he know this is his last term, and I think he always wanted to start a war. And I'm not saying to kill people.
Boy childhood
he wanted to start a war
be
because
king and start a war.
But war is money, and he's got a ton of friends and ton of businesses that he's going to start because of the war, of the cleanup, and it's going to be businesses like Blackwater and all that kind of stuff that was done when the WMDs when they went to Iraq. All of them people, Dick Cheney and them, made billions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars off the war. Mm-hmm. And I think that's Trump's main objective is, if I'm here for these last 4 years, I'm definitely going to start a war, pad my pockets, pad my friends' pockets, and we're going to rob the country of billions of dollars. Like, work the system when we in a position to do so.
Well, here's another thing, though, that I read. Another effect that this is having, one, other countries are saying like they are not getting down with the U.S. like partner with Israel, but because of the instability of our economy, the EU, the European Union, and those countries like not London, but the UK and all that, they are ending their contract with Visa and MasterCard because they are U.S. owned companies. And I mean, it's a whole big thing how it breaks down, but it's going to result in like $1 trillion losses from these companies because they're deciding like they need to find a more stable economic payment system. Now, this is not going to be like an overnight thing because I'm sure there's some sort of contractual things that go into it, but I want to say by like 2027, like they've already started, but there's going to be a major shift from Visa, MasterCard in these European countries to this. It's called Wero, I think, WERO or Vero. I think it was Wero. But long story short, this is like the war is the war and it's horrible.
People are going to die. The economy can break down.
But it's going to be so many long-term impacts. Like, it's scary because it makes me think, 10 years from 5 years from now, like, what is going to be the state? Like, America was always applauded as the biggest, the baddest, not the smartest.
It's not been that for a while.
I know, but now it's like it's not been that, but it's really breaking down now.
At work, I think in the 70s it was number one. I think in the late 80s it dropped to 7, and the last time I looked in like 2025 it was like 16. But it was 16 different countries that were considered better than America as far as statistical health and hospitalization and all that kind of shit. Like, just living in the country for the people that live there, it was better at 16 different places than it was here.
Yeah.
And it was like, damn.
Yeah, it's we gotta pray. I know, we talked about that.
What I tell you?
Yeah, but now, because this is one of those things.
Natasha, come up with a plan to stop the war.
But this is one of those. So you know what
happened? They're gonna open the door. You're gonna be in there like this.
Well, that. But you know what? Seriously, one of the things that we would, and I still would like to potentially consider, and I don't know what this looks like, is getting citizenship somewhere else, relocating. That's something I would really like to heavily
Who would have
consider.
ever thought, like, when you were small, that
You'd be thinking
your
like, I want to,
country
yeah.
was going to turn into a place that you possibly couldn't or didn't want to live in?
Yeah.
Like, you never even could fathom that. Like, America, like, I thought it was going to be here forever. It's a whole lot of places to live here.
I wanted to visit and
Yeah.
travel the world, but I never thought that we would really have to think about living
Just
somewhere
your states.
else.
Like, I can't live nowhere in none of them states.
I think we should start out with Canada, just because it's close by proximity, and then like think like that would be a short-term plan, and think about a long-term plan. That's really what I think.
That's a wrap. Act 2 the podcast, episode 267.
6-7.
267. That's a Philly
That's
area
the
code.
kids say.
Yeah, they do. Don't nobody know what that means though. But 267 is a Philly area code. That's where we was born and raised.
It wasn't around when we was born and raised. It
we were
came
215 babies.
Yeah.
When the phone number started with BA or PO. That's a wrap. Back to the podcast 267. It's your boy International Walk.
It's your girl Tosh that goes with the most.
Y'all should know by now. If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.